That movie sucked.
I kind of liked it.
Movie Night Crew Network.
12-year-old Percy Jackson, wanted for questioning in the Long Island disappearance of his mother 2 weeks ago, is shown here fleeing from the bus where he accosted several elderly female passengers. The bus exploded on an East New Jersey roadside shortly after Jackson fled the scene. Based on eyewitness accounts, police believe the boy may be traveling with 2 teenage accomplices. His stepfather, Gabe Ugliano, has offered a cash reward for information leading to his capture. Welcome to Of the Eldest Gods, where we discuss Rick Riordan's role as our godly parent.
I'm Taylor from Cabin 6.
And I'm Charlie from Cabin 13. So this week Percy fell from an arch. Is he a fallen archangel? But I actually have another quip though.
Okay.
With this one I think Taylor might like. So that title of the chapter, bit Flynn Rider much, isn't it? A plunge to my death.
It's funny because I'm wearing a Rapunzel dress right now.
She is, in fact. Taylor is actually Rapunzel. Conspiracy theory confirmed.
I'm so happy with my dress. It has Pascal all over it. It's such a wonderful time.
It's good shit.
It is very good shit.
Hey, Taylor, you should watch Tangled the series.
No! I am a purist.
I'm gonna tell you to watch it forever.
I also include the wedding short. I will, because it's the same animation.
Oh my goodness. The animation for the show's so good, though.
It's just not the same, kid.
It's so good! It's better! It's better than the movie!
No! Fuck off. I will shoot you.
She's so mean to me.
I will find you.
You're so fucking mean.
I grew up with 12 siblings. I've had to survive for 23 years. I will fight you.
Hey, guess what, Taylor? I like Frozen more than Tangled.
While I disagree with that opinion, I'm not mad about it because it is a decent movie. I just hate that it copied a lot of the elements from Tangled. We can get into the fact that For the First Time in Forever has the same basic chord structure as I See the Light, but we won't go there.
Oh, so you're saying it's a love song? Okay, conspiracy theory. We'll just do a bonus episode where we just talk about Tangled and Frozen. That's it. Not related to Percy Jackson at all. I'm calling it now.
I see no problems with it.
Oh, do we have a thing?
Yeah,
I
we
forgot.
have to talk about our mist poll. It's a couple weeks old now. However, after we talked about the mist for the first time, we mentioned our question posed to us by our dear friend and provider of music, Nora. Which is stronger, human survival instinct or the mist? With 10 votes total, the mist wins 6-4. However, our friend Robin broke it all. She commented,
she broke the poll.
She commented, me, clicks human survival instinct. Me 5 seconds later, oh wait, we've just proven as a race that we don't have one. So, shout out to Robin, who broke everything.
You broke the poll?
In the best way possible. We're not actually mad, but damn, you were right.
Yeah, it's very sad. We're crying.
It's so true, and it hurts.
Humans suck. That's the podcast. Okay.
Bye. See you next week. This is our second time recording this episode, because we tried to record it last time, and some of you might know we skipped a week of putting out an episode. Well, my entire computer crashed while we were recording.
Yeah. Zeus blew it up.
And it was just a few days after I had tweeted from the OTEG account official stance of the podcast, Zeus sucks. And we got the wrath. So, that is where we are as a podcast. We are being cursed by Zeus every day.
You heard it here. The gods are real. The Greek gods. Like, the ones you heard about but weren't paying attention to. I'm quoting the musical and Taylor still doesn't get it!
Not my thing.
I'm gonna make you listen someday. You're gonna listen to it.
Have one of our other friends on. Bring Claire or Becca on, or both.
Just everybody but Taylor. Just listen to it. It's so fun. It's like a rock musical.
I'll think about it. Very carefully.
Taylor's such a purist.
I am. It's a problem, I'm aware. It's the anxiety. Well, Charlie, would you like to know what we read about?
Yeah, what's the chapter about, maybe?
Yeah, so I plunged to my death. What a fun chapter title. Here's what you missed. Time to turn Percy into the police for that reward cash. I sorta need it in this economy. Percy finally fesses up to his freaky dreams to Annabeth, and the mystery thickens. Why would Hades be willing to make a trade for a thing he supposedly already has? We get Annabeth's shitty backstory. Good for her being a strong, independent woman who don't need no dad. We take a stop in St. Louis during our layover and naturally visit the Arch. Plot twist, the old lady and puppy are actually the mother of monsters and her kiddo. After getting struck with poison, Percy is forced to pray to his deadbeat dad for safety as he swan dives into the Mississippi River.
Woo! It's quite a chapter.
It is a time. There's a lot in this chapter.
It's a good amount. Taylor, why/where the fuck?
Okay.
Where the fuck, right?
It's sort of both.
Where the fuck are we?
So, we are in St. Louis, Missouri, which is the second largest city in Missouri. I think after Kansas City is the first one. I don't know for sure. I'm not reading about that. It's right on the, like, confluence of the Mississippi and Missouri River. Yeah. So, the city itself is, like, 300,000 people, which is less than actually from where I live in Pittsburgh, which surprises me, because I always think of it as being a bigger city. But then, the entire, like, metropolitan area is almost 3 million. Which is way bigger than where I live. And it genuinely confuses me, like, thinking about it. Because the Midwest it has a lot of this small-ish city and then everything's around it. But, yeah. So, yeah, it was originally, like, a cultural regional center for Mississippian Native American culture, but became a European settlement from the French for traders using the Mississippi, the normal story of the Mississippi cities. And of course it's named after a Louis, specifically Louis IX of France. And it was eventually given to Spain, and then it was given back to France, and then we got it in the Louisiana Purchase. It was a big issue when we think about racist issues of the 1800s. Missouri was a battleground for a lot of shit that I don't want to go into without getting real pissed off. Slavery just, it hurts. Just how fucked up Missouri history is. It was, like, really populous in, like, the early 20th century. It hosted the Louisiana Purchase Exposition, so 100 years after the purchase in 1904. And then, hosted the Summer Olympics that same year, which is sort of wild to me that anything would happen in St. Louis, but okay. Now it's gotten more, I don't know, commercialized in a way. You see places like, or things like Nestle Purina Pet Care there, are headquartered there. Anheuser-Busch has a headquarters there. There's a U.S. Department of Agriculture there. There's a Federal Reserve Bank. So it's got some shit going for us. And it has some professional sports teams. So the St. Louis Cardinals, the St. Louis Blues for hockey, and then they have an XFL team. They used to have the Rams, but they pieced out and went to Los Angeles, so. Probably the thing it's most well known for is the Gateway Arch. Shout out to our friend Brooke, who informed us that the Gateway Arch has a national park that's just not an actual park. And we did a PowerPoint party at the beginning of February, and she was like, it was in her top 5 of worst parks. So that's a thing. You know it's bad.
Taylor, would you say that she has a passion for parks?
Check Brooke out at Passion for Parks on Instagram. for more park content. But actually, you definitely do. Her pictures are really great. Now I'm laughing.
I love my jokes.
That was a really good segue. I am proud of that one for you. So the Gateway Arch is 630 feet. I believe it's also the same distance across down at the bottom. And it began being constructed in 1963 after it was first designed in 1947, and then finished in 1965. You could visit it starting in 1967. To build it today, well, in 2018 dollars, I should say, it would take $82.1 million. And is
some money
right at the site of St. Louis's founding on the Mississippi, which I think is neat.
Cool shit.
Yeah, so that is the main thing. Before I talk more about the arch, I have to share my connection to arches and what I thought the arch was going to be like when I was younger. Granted, I've never been to this arch. I'm from Central PA originally, and in Central PA there's this thing called the Hadany Arch near the Lycoming Mall in Muncie, Pennsylvania. And I forget how tall it is, but like it's not super big. Like it's pretty small.
Yeah.
But it's also part of protected by like the Smithsonian and stuff. And there's a lot of stuff I just don't understand. I used to ask my dad, well, why does it exist? And he's like, I don't know. It's just been there forever. So that is, I'm trying to see if I can find it makes like a figure 8 if you look at it from the correct angle.
Yeah, I'm looking at this and it's interesting. Yeah.
It's 100.
It looks like an art installation. That's what it looks like.
It essentially is. So it was 100 feet high, 56 feet wide. And it only cost $250,000, which is impressive. They did that on a bargain there. Yeah, it really was essentially an art commission. The guy who won it was an Allentown art collector. So like it's genuinely not. They wanted to put it in the Lehigh Valley, which is closer to Philly, and for some reason it ended up out my way. It's pretty close to Williamsport, which is where South Williamsport is where the Little League World Series is. So like I sort of get it, but I don't know. So I grew up thinking that this is what the arch in St. Louis was gonna be like, because I would drive through it like every at least once a week.
I don't remember picturing like anything for this. I'm just like, yeah, there was an arch, I guess. He fell? I don't know.
Well, see, and like, I feel like most people would be like that, but I had this weird-ass arch that I would drive through pretty regularly. Weird times. Whereas that one is, like, now oxidizing really terribly. The one in St. Louis is stainless steel, completely. It is the world's tallest arch and the tallest man-made monument in the Western Hemisphere. So,
Cool.
it's just a little tall. And the whole thing is
Just a little.
It's like supposed to be the gateway to the West. Like,
Yeah, I saw that and I was just thinking, so that means, according to this quest, we are officially in the West.
yep, this would...
So you shall go west and face the god who has turned.
Yeah.
So any potential gods we see after this
Could be the god who has turned.
That's all I'm gonna say. Anyway.
And there was a competition in order to design it. It wasn't just like they gave it to somebody to design. No, there was a full-on fucking competition to be the one to design it.
All right.
Yeah.
Sure.
You would think there'd be more incidents or deaths attributed to the arch. It just seems like a thing people would want to...
Well, Percy died, clearly,
Yeah.
in this as far as we know.
Totally dead. Completely dead.
That's actually where the book ends. The series ends. That's it. This is the last episode of the podcast,
Bye.
actually. Like, we're gonna cover this chapter and that's it.
But, I only saw, one person who died, I think. So that's very, very surprising to me. People were climbing up the sides of it even though they weren't supposed to. People were flying over the arch even though they weren't supposed to. There was a skydiving team that went through it. There's people who've basically base jumped from the top. I don't understand. Now, most of the incidents have come from the modes of transportation to the top. Nobody's died from them, but that's where you get issues. So you can either take the 2 sets of 1,076 steps. There's one in each leg. You can take a 12-passenger elevator to the 372-foot height. Or there's also a tram in each leg. So I don't really, once again, understand why Percy, Annabeth, and Grover get split up. Because each tram has a capacity of 40 passengers, and there are 2 trams. So 80 passengers can go at once. And they go every 10 minutes. So that confuses me. The elevators are 12 passengers. So... I'm calling bullshit on this, Rick. And the cars on the trams, if you've ever been on a Ferris wheel and you know how they sort of swing to make up for going at an angle, is sort of how the tram works. So, I don't know. There's a lot of bullshit happening here with Rick's description. One last thing, the deck up at the top where they have the fight with the Echidna and the Chimera. 65 feet long, but it's only 7 feet wide. So it's not necessarily a huge area width-wise. And there's 16 windows per each side in case you are wondering. You can basically see 30 miles out. Either out across the Mississippi, which we know is where Percy falls, or to the west over to St. Louis. Okay, that is it for the arch. I'm calling bullshit,
I like the fact that Percy Jackson's listed under cultural references on this page. I also just my eyes wandered to right below that. There's the maintenance section, and it's the arch was targeted by graffiti artists in 1969, and I'm just nice. That's it. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised how little, vandalism that is really mentioned here. Good for it.
That's a nice arch.
It's a nice-ass arch. Okay, that is all I have for where/why the fuck are we this week. It's more of a where. Next week I'll talk more about the Mississippi River and how disgusting it is.
Yay!
And
pollution.
basically every river we talk about on here, I'm just gonna mention how disgusting it is. Because people are terrible.
People suck. Humanity sucks. But so does Zeus. That's the TED Talk.
Our new shirt idea. Humanity sucks. We have so many shirt ideas.
You know, the real world is where the monsters are. I love that fucking line, because, like...
I think you've said it in almost every episode since Annabeth said it.
I just love it, because it's like... She's talking about, like, oh yeah, that's where I can, like, prove myself and all that shit.
Well,
but,
we're
like,
saying humans are the real monsters.
yeah, we're saying humans suck ass.
I have no argument to that.
Anyway, let's talk about some actual monsters on, in case you missed it, my section. Woo.
Woo.
Alright. So, we're talking about, Echidna, the anteater, actually. We're not talking about mythology, we're talking about anteaters.
Yeah, I'm all for that. We are now changing our podcast to a zoology podcast, where we talk about only anteaters. That is the entire topic of our podcast.
Very much. But, like, I just think it's so funny that she has, like, nothing to do with anteaters.
It's great. I am all for it.
Echidna from mythology. Her name means she-viper, and she is, like, half woman, half snake. And just, like... Taylor, you can see this image on the Wikipedia page, right?
Fucks me up we've seen it before and it still fucks me up.
It's just like, I don't know why. It just makes me feel very awkward and strange. It looks like she's doing a split.
Yeah, but has reptilian legs? I don't understand.
I don't know. I don't know why this makes me feel uncomfortable, but it does. I'm just like, why is she doing a split? But she is.
She doesn't really seem like the type to do splits.
She be doing the splits. Alright, so... parentage is fun here, because nobody ever agrees on those things. I believe Rick goes with that she's, like, the child of Tartarus and, Gaia.
Mm.
So she's a child of, like, the earth and the pit. But sometimes she is, what is it? The child of Phorcus and Cato? Is that what we agreed on the pronunciation?
No, it's Sato and Phorcus.
Sato?
Sato. I only know this because I just edited the episode where we talked about...
Great.
No, sorry, it's Ceto. Sorry. It's Ceto and Phorcus.
Okay.
I just edited the episode where we talked about it with Medusa.
I keep wanting to say Cato.
We decided it would be C-A-T-O.
Yeah. Yes. I think I remember this now. Yeah, so there's the possibility that she's actually, like, related to Medusa. Either she's her sister or possibly her grandchild? I don't like this one thing where it's like, oh yeah, maybe she's the offspring of Medusa's child Chrysor, who gets snuffed in all the mythology. You know, the good boy with the golden sword, not the Pegasus.
I'm so pissed off about that.
We'll talk about Chrysor someday, you know, maybe here's Olympus?
Maybe.
I don't know, maybe. But I just think that wouldn't make any sense if he was her dad, because she should exist before Medusa for the timeline for any of that shit to work. Anyway, yeah. I do like the other idea in the Orphic tradition where she's the daughter of Phanes, who is Dionysus.
Everything is Dionysus.
We gotta bring it back every episode. Dionysus. I think Dionysus might be like the patron god of this podcast.
Oh, most definitely.
I think that's what we have agreed on now. So her form is it's snake and human. We don't know which part is snake and which part is human. Possibly she has a snake head, possibly she has snake legs. It's unclear, because sources disagree. Oh, this one is weird. It says she's the head of a woman and then, like, a snake body. I don't like that one. I don't like just a head.
I would like her to at least have arms. If the second half of her body is gonna be snake, I at least want her to have arms.
It just reminds me of Steven Universe.
I want it to be like, but her boobs are like flying out in the wind, like a majestical unicorn.
Taylor, I assume you have not seen Steven Universe, but there's just like a moment where Steven has to cry, and he's like, I guess I'm too tough to cry. And then, like, one of the gems is like, you just cried yesterday about snakes. And he's like, they don't have any arms.
It's so sad.
It's so good. I'm just gonna cry now.
And it's gonna be about snakes.
It's gonna be about snakes. Anyway, yes, just for the sake of statues and art, she needs to have an upper body so she can have boobs. Anyway.
Boobs are important.
That's how you make art. You need to have her have boobs. I'm just saying, because all of those sculpture makers are very horny.
Justice for boobs.
Justice for... I hate that. I hate that so much.
No, you don't.
You're gonna tweet that.
Yes, I am.
If you don't tweet that, I'll be sad. Alright, let's get to her many, many children, because she's got a few, and sources disagree. And I'm happy that we're re-recording this, because I didn't notice the first time we recorded this, there was just a list. I was just reading this all from the paragraphs. There's a fucking list if I scrolled down.
And I'm sitting here, like, reading off the list and looking, and I'm like, why is Charlie having such a problem with this? It's because they were not looking at the list.
There was a fucking list. I'm stupid. That's it. That's all. Okay. So we got Orthrus, who is the two-headed dog. I'm trying to remember who his owner is. I think it's... Oh, I fucking know this. I'm mad now.
Wasn't he? I know he's killed by Heracles.
It's Eurytion. Yeah.
Okay.
I know how to say that one.
Good for you. I don't.
I'm so proud of myself. Anyway, he's the two-headed dog. But then we also got the three-headed dog, our boy Cerberus.
Oh,
clap for Cerberus. He's
one quick mention. Not everyone agrees on
not
the children.
Agrees. No, I said that, I think.
Oh, even
sources dispute things.
It's a lot of dispute. Like, I link the Echidna Wikipedia page. Just go look at the chart. You'll understand. Sorry, continue.
I think, yeah, like, they have, like, check marks and, like, question marks. I like the question marks a lot. Those make me happy, because everybody's just like, yeah, we don't know what the fuck's going on.
I like the ones where it's, like, maybe Echidna is a parent, but Typhon's definitely a parent.
Oh, yeah, right. I forgot to mention, yes, her mate is Typhon, who's, like, this storm giant guy who was supposed to take over Olympus. We'll talk about him someday, when he becomes relevant.
Storm giant guy. New band name, I called it.
Alright. Anyway, Cerberus, our good boy. If you didn't know this, his name, it means spotted in Greek. It's very important. I'll talk about him again later, but, like, he's a good boy.
We're big fans of Cerberus here.
I'm a big fan. We also got the Hydra, which, fun. It's like the dragon with many heads. Don't cut off the heads, because two more will grow back.
We were...
Hail Hydra!
In the Medusa episode, Charlie never remembers the things they said, because we record, like, multiple weeks ahead of time.
That's true.
And I was editing that episode, and you, Charlie, mentioned that we were talking about how Medusa's head is, like, a spoil of war. And you said, do all of the heads of the Hydra just stick around after the Hydra is killed? Are they all spoils of war? And
that's just a lot of fucking heads.
Now that's all I picture is just Hercules in the Disney movie just swimming through heads.
Oh, now I'm just thinking about how Jish watched the first Percy Jackson movie.
I'm so not looking forward to the movie episodes.
I am looking forward to it because I love roasting the movie because I also love it, but I can roast at the same time. So.
Oh my god. Okay.
I have a thick skin for that movie, at least. I don't have a thick skin for most movies, but I do for that one. Yeah, anyway, we got the Chimera. I will talk about that in a bit, because that's our second thing in this corner. The Sphinx. Our fun Sphinx... You just got the face on. Like, what? What are you thinking, Taylor, right now with that face?
Thinking about Oedipus.
You know, Oedipus, he's a motherfucker.
Shut up. Shut all of your face holes up. Just all of them. No more. Y'all, the first book I had to read in 10th grade was fucking Oedipus Rex. That's how you ruin the 10th grade.
That's beautiful. Okay, so I'd like to do it like a small tangent here about that, because I also remember reading, we read something related to Oedipus. So we were talking about Oedipus and the Sphinx and like the riddle that she does in class, and like, you know how I have the brain farts? Mm-hmm. I was like, oh, I know the answer to the riddle because I read Percy Jackson. I know what's going on here. And like, I was like, oh yeah, so like it's the baby in the morning because like they're crawling, and then like the just adults in the afternoon because they're walking on two legs, and the third one I'm just like, and then it's like an old person, and like I kept like making the motion like they were on a cane, but I could not remember the fucking word for cane. And it still haunts me to this day. I just want to say that that's just a thing that haunts my brain, because I'm like, I feel so stupid.
I really enjoyed the acting out of that.
You're welcome.
It was so great, guys.
Anyway, now you all know how much of a fucking idiot I am.
No, you just have ADHD, it's fine.
That's true. I just can't... There's like a... Now I'm doing the thing where I can't think of words.
You can't brain.
There's a thing where like you can't like think of words, and there's a word for that, and now I can't think of it. So, yeah. Like word retrieval or something. That sounds almost right.
Lethologica.
That is not what I'm thinking.
The inability to remember the proper word.
Well, I mean that is correct, but that is not the word I was thinking of.
Okay.
Anyway, so the Sphinx is the lion lady with the human face. At least in Greek stuff, she has wings. But you might be more familiar with the Egyptian ones. And yeah, she has her whole riddle thing. And she's an Oedipus. Oedipus the motherfucker. That's the name of the play.
Up.
Nope. Never.
Shut the actual fuck up.
I will never.
That play fucked me up. Although there is a really fun recording, it might be a movie, of Oedipus Rex from like the 60s, and the acting is so bad, it was so funny. Okay, sorry.
God, this is gonna go for so fucking long. Anyway, she's got a lot of fucking children here. Other options are Nemean lion, which is the giant lion. It has the impenetrable fur. Hercules killed it. Hercules killed most of these things.
I was gonna say, Hercules, like...
This is just going off, like, Hercules' 12 labors at this point.
Yeah.
We got Ladon, which is the fun dragon that, guards the Garden of the... I'm gonna get it. Hesperides?
Yeah, that or Hesperides.
Yeah? Hesperides! I was fucking close. I was like, what is it? Yes. Okay.
You forgot the Caucasian eagle.
Fucking... I saw it and then I just like went right past it. Oh, so that one, I don't like that eagle because that's the eagle that eats Prometheus's liver, and Prometheus is my boy.
Yeah, we're fans of Prometheus here. He's also not Dionysus for once.
he is not Dionysus. Sad to say it. But that means that he is my boy, and I love him. And I can have 2 boys, and they are Dionysus and Prometheus.
Yep, I'll allow it.
I just don't like the Rick version of Prometheus. I'll just cry when that happens.
I also don't like Rick's version of Dionysus, so we're running 2 for 2.
You know what? He's great in the movie.
That is true.
That's like the one good thing about the Sea of Monsters movie is Dionysus. And you heard it here first. Jish agrees.
Love Jish.
Jish, the actual mascot of the podcast.
Truly, though.
Oh, I'm not going to pronounce that word, but
Chromionion?
Yeah, that the sow. It's just a pig. It's just a crazy pig. And what? It's related to something else, right? Is it related to like a crazy, or is it just that one?
I just know Theseus does something with it.
Oh yeah, no, it's the mother of the boar from the boar hunt.
Yeah.
That Atalanta's on.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. I was like, I know there are 2 pigs in mythology, in Greek mythology. I'm like, they're related. I know it. Because everybody is fucking related. And everybody is fucking Dionysus.
The two mottos of our podcast.
That and fuck Zeus. Also, I think this is an interesting option. It just says Gorgon, mother of Medusa, which, sure. I don't know how accurate that one is.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about that with Medusa, about how some things have her being a Gorgon before, and yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We also got the Colchian dragon?
I think so.
It's the dragon that guards the Golden Fleece. And then there's Scylla.
Scylla.
And if I'm correct, Scylla is she's the one that just like grabs the sailors,
yep,
and takes them into her cave.
Yep.
She's not to be confused with Charybdis, which is just a bunch of teeth.
A whirlpool of teeth.
Just a whirlpool of fucking teeth. You know what? That's a thing that the movie got right.
Good for the movie.
She's just teeth. Oh no, I think my mouse just died. That's fun.
Rip.
Anything else I need to say about Echidna? I just mentioned all of her kids because she's like...
That's what she's known for. So there's
like... It's what she's known for. She's like the trope of like the mother of monsters. It's very much like a trope in mythology and things. I'm trying to think of other ones. Like, I think Lilith is sometimes considered one of them. And like Judeo-Christian mythology.
Yeah. And then there's,
But she's...
You can even talk about Loki, and his wife is leaving my head right now, but his 3 kids. Well,
I mean, it's not even just about, like, Loki and his wife. It, like, Loki... So, I'm gonna mention, this is a thing by OSP, where Red mentioned that Loki himself is, like, the archetypal mother of monsters in Norse mythology.
Yep.
Because Loki's got all the monstrous kids that end up killing all the gods in Ragnarok. I can't wait till we get to Norse shit.
I know.
Also, justice for Loki.
Oh, totally.
My favorite thing about that OSP video is the fact that they're just like, yeah, Loki's kind of a Jesus figure. Yeah.
Loki's just honestly the best part of Norse mythology.
And he's like not even like... He was added later, possibly? He's not worshipped. It's so weird. Anyway, we're not talking about Norse things. Let's talk about the Chimera now. Oh, wait. I think I had one more thing to say about Echidna. She died, right? Yes. There's one source that's like, oh yeah, she died and she was killed by Argus. Our 100-eyed boy. You were looking very concerned there.
Sorry, I was just reading.
I'm always concerned when I'm reading, too.
Yeah, sorry, I just was losing track of the Wikipedia
you know,
page.
I lost track, too. I was just like, wait, I had something else to say. Anyway, Chimera. Fun thing. So that means she-goat, which is fun. We have the she-viper and the she-goat. And Rick's description is different than, like, I think the typical version of the Chimera. Because it's usually a lion with a snake tail. The tail is just a full-on snake. And then there's just a goat head sprouting from the middle. It's wonderful. This being has 3 heads, but Rick's version does not have the goat head. Instead, it's got goat hooves. So, I don't know. I think this version is just more chaotic and more fun with the 3 fucking heads.
Mm-hmm.
We love 3 heads. We love rule of 3. It's good.
Yeah, we're big stands here.
Okay, somebody killed this monster. It was Bellerophon. I can't say words.
Bellerophon.
Bellerophon?
Yeah.
Yeah. I forgot that he actually did important things.
I've got you.
To be clear, I forget that he did things besides ride on the Pegasus and then die because he tried to get to Olympus. That's what he's famous for. But apparently he also killed the Chimera. How did he kill it? Does it say? He shot it down.
Yeah, it just says shot down.
What's he holding in this image? Is it like a sword or bow and arrow? I can't see it. Oh, it looks like it's a
spear.
Like a spear.
Yeah.
I mean, that makes sense, because, like, he's on horseback, so he's gotta have, like, a longer weapon.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. He killed it with a spear. And that, like, all the way down here, it says that there's, like, a similar creature for Chinese mythology. Somebody used the word chimera because they were like, I don't know what this is. But it looks similar-ish.
Yeah.
It looks kind of like a cross between a chimera and a sphinx.
Okay, that's what I was just thinking. I'm glad that's what you were...
Like, instead of the goat head, it's got a human head in the middle. But I think I
still don't like it, but, like...
I like this so much less than the Chimera. I like the Chimera and the Sphinx way more than this thing. Oh wait, that's not the Chinese one. That is... Hittite?
Yeah. Neo-Hittite, yeah.
Yeah, that's...
From Kirkmesh.
Yeah, okay. That's a different place.
Which is in Syria.
It's like right next to the thing about the Chinese creatures, so that confused me for a second.
Yeah,
but
it doesn't actually tell us much about the Chinese one.
No, but it does say, like, they use that term for, like, mixed species quadrupeds. Fun things. Oh, you can just, like, look at the images that it's like, I mean, I don't think those look like Chimera. They just kind of look like dragons, actually.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I agree. I do thus agree.
Yeah, the Chimera is weird as fuck, and we often just use that term for anything that's just an amalgamation of creatures. Even though, like, there's a lot of things in mythology that are amalgamation of creatures. I want to know why Chimera is the one we use. Specifically. Often. That's, like, I don't know. That's a weird thing.
Yeah, I have questions. I have many questions.
And I have no answers.
Yeah, I was gonna say none of which will be able to get answered. We were at an hour 20 when we stopped last time.
Alright. Do we want to talk about the chapter now, maybe?
I mean, we
it's
can.
It's been a while. It's been a hot minute here.
We in fact can, if you would enjoy talking about the chapter.
I mean, it's a Percy Jackson podcast. We should probably talk about Percy fucking Jackson.
No, this podcast is literally us talking about things we want to talk about, and then we sort of talk about Percy Jackson at the end.
Listen, I always try to relate things to Percy Jackson, so I do my fucking best here. We are doing our best.
Yeah.
We have so many slogans.
We do. We just need so many shirts.
I was gonna say, when we get merch, it's just gonna be all of the slogans. It's great.
We should have a shirt that has our logo on the front, and on the back it just says "fuck Zeus" in really big letters.
Please, if any of y'all want that, like, like, talk to us, tweet at us, email us. We'll do that. That'll be like a Patreon goal when we get a Patreon.
God.
Fuck Zeus merch. That's the first goal.
Just imagining it now.
It's great.
Okay. We're on the Amtrak after we've established that they wouldn't have been able to afford to be on that Amtrak.
Yeah, we did establish that.
It pisses me off. They had...
It was like... They had like a fourth of the money that they needed. Yeah, they were not attacked once, and Percy's just like, I'm not chill, though. I'm not gonna be chill on this train. And, of course, we get the news, and Percy's like, oh shit, they're still looking for me.
I like how Annabeth, like, tries to calm him down, being like, they can't find us. But even she isn't sounding sure.
Yeah.
You know it's bad when Annabeth isn't sure.
Annabeth's always sure of everything. Like, come on.
Yeah. They see centaurs galloping.
Yeah, they do. It's so good.
And the tiny centaur waves high.
I have a note about this tiny centaur boy, and I just want a series just on him. And his life.
Just tiny centaur boy?
Just tiny centaur boy. I want to know, what is it like to be a, 7-year-old pony boy? What is it like?
If somebody can get on that fanfic for us, please let us know.
His name is now Pony Boy, apparently.
Well, that's a character from The Outsiders, so...
Exactly. I knew it was a reference.
Okay, I wasn't sure if you knew the reference.
I never read the thing, but I knew it was a reference.
I haven't either. I don't know what... I think Pony Boy dies.
I know nothing about it. Anyway.
There was a lion
I didn't even notice that. Okay.
A lion the size of a Hummer.
Yeah. There's just... The Nemean lion is apparently just here. And that's kind of ominous. Just a bit.
Just hopping around.
That's concerning, actually.
Yeah, I wonder what it's doing.
Well, it's not fighting Percy right now. It doesn't care about him. So
that's a positive.
That's a positive. We are not getting attacked on this train. We get attacked when we get off the train.
So they're going to Denver because that's the farthest they can get on the train, which we've established is bullshit.
And Percy's trying not to drool in his sleep.
Grover loses his foot. Casually, like you do.
As one does,
So Percy is finally basically forced to...
talk about his dream.
Yeah. And Annabeth, because knows more, is aware that voice wouldn't be Hades.
She knows about the mythology, so she can figure things out, so...
And then we have that question again.
Okay, but the fact that Hades never laughs.
As a child of Hades, you're not allowed to laugh. Stop laughing.
I'm not allowed to laugh.
Stop laughing!
Okay.
It's funny, because you're the more giggly of the two of us.
I am very giggly. Continue.
Although we're both sitting here and, I'm wearing a bunch of purple and you're wearing black. We're very on brand today.
I'm wearing a Baby Yoda shirt. It says I'm the favorite child.
You're the only child.
Exactly. I got it because I'm the fucking only child, so I better be the fucking favorite.
Annabeth is very conflicted because she knows that Hades wouldn't appear like that in a dream. And if he already had the bolt, why would he want to trade it? Which is something we'd mentioned before about the where is it?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Annabeth is just like, logic? This is not logic. There is no logic here.
And then we also find out that this wasn't the first time Annabeth has run into the kindly ones, because she's very she knows a lot about them and is very set on reminding Percy that he can't barter with Hades.
She doesn't like Hades. She doesn't like the kindly ones. I feel like I would not get along with Annabeth, sadly.
Would you get along with the kindly ones?
No, but I'm just saying she doesn't like my dad.
She doesn't like Percy's dad either.
12-year-old Annabeth is just a hater. That's what we've learned. 12-year-old Annabeth, you are canceled. Yeah, so she's just like, I've got no love for the Lord of the Dead. I'm not going to talk about this. That's it.
And I hate my dad, essentially.
Yeah, she's got such a sad backstory.
She says I'd leave him to rot in Hades.
I feel like she's not serious. I don't think she is.
I mean, this is light spoiler alert. She does reunite with her dad at some point, and it's a very different story than what we get here. So
the thing is, this is a 12-year-old perspective on like what's happening in her family,
and a kid who was 7 when she left.
Yeah, so she's only gonna see like the negative.
So there is that. I feel like if the situation did arise, she would not leave him.
What do you think like was going on with her family? How do you think it was actually going down? Because she's like, oh yeah, like my dad hated me. He thought I was a freak. So did my stepmom. She didn't let me play with her kids.
So I am a child of divorce. My parents split up when I was 1. So sort of the same, except I got to see my dad. I enjoyed going to my dad's more. But there was always this weird divide.
Mm-hmm.
When my dad didn't remarry. Well, he got remarried when I was 8, but that turned into a really bad disaster that we're not going to talk about. There might have been stabbing involved. So he didn't get, like, remarried, like a real marriage, until I was 19. No, I was 20 when they got married. So my dad's house was a little different because it was just me and my older sister, and so it wasn't weird, but my mom got remarried when I was 3, and my stepdad was great growing up. He and I have drifted apart now because of very different moral values and shit. But there was always this divide in the household because I didn't necessarily belong.
Mm-hmm.
I was sort of floating out here. I also didn't have a great relationship with my mom or my other sister who my mom and dad share. And the big issue is Mariah was older. She was 9 when they split up. And so she took a very definite side with my mom. I look like my dad. So there was a lot of hatred towards me that was really hatred towards my dad. So I wonder if part of it is, especially with the eyes thing with Annabeth, if part of it was just seeing Athena in Annabeth that created some unspoken animosity. However, I do have to say, Annabeth was 5. She runs away when they get married, and she was only 7 when she ran away. If they had 2 kids in that time period, they would be tiny AF. So I wouldn't necessarily blame them for, like, having her not, like, mess around with the babies and pretend I didn't exist. If they have babies that young, I think it's just a lot of, they are babies that young, they have to pay attention to that.
Mm-hmm.
So while I think there might have been some little leftover, like, that animosity towards Athena, especially
because
like,
Athena did, like, just leave this baby on his doorstep, and okay, so it doesn't actually come up how children of Athena are born until, like, book 4, but can we talk about that, like, tiny bit here?
Yeah, because it also goes with Athena's myth, so it's not super...
Yeah, so Athena is technically a maiden goddess. Even in this, she does not have sex. She doesn't even really get pregnant, necessarily. She finds somebody that she likes, and she's like, "Oh, I like your brain. Your brain is hot to me." And then she's like, "Well, now I've thought of what our child would be like," and she has literal brain children, just like how she was born.
Yeah.
Except she was more complicated than that.
Yeah, but she popped out of Zeus's head.
Yeah, so Annabeth popped out of Athena's head.
Yeah, so I think a lot of it is she was 5, 6, 7, viewing this world, not thinking about the fact that her parents have 2 tiny, tiny children. And she can more or less, like, dress herself and shit at this point. And yeah, if dangerous things happen and you have a baby and, like, a 1-year-old, yeah, you might get a little stressed about it. However, you should be caring more about your oldest child, too. But I understand...
I'm sorry, it's just there's so much, like, disconnect, though, like, with him and her, because, like, he's just like, I probably met this lady once, and then now we have a kid? What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, so
It's gotta be, like, very just weird.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And we do meet well, is he Dr. Chase?
Is he a doctor? No. He's a pilot. Right?
I don't know. we meet Annabeth's dad, and, like, he's actually a decent dude. Like, when we meet him, and a lot of it, sort of these problems that we just talked about, sort of have been fixed over time.
Yes.
It just needed that time.
Yeah.
So, yeah. That's my as a divorced family child, that's my view into it.
I'm just thinking of it more from, like, it's not even like they had a one-night stand.
Yeah.
It's more like they probably talked about their favorite book together, and then she was like,
I'll pop to baby.
And so he's just like, what the actual fuck? So I understand. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, but poor Annabeth. Like, yeah. She's just a victim.
It says on the next page, she wouldn't let me play with her children. Yeah, because they were actual babies.
They were actual babies, so
and you
fine.
You were 5. I don't know how much I would trust a 5-year-old around a newborn baby. Calm down.
Yeah, okay, you were right, yeah. I was just like, where are you getting 5? Oh, yeah, it's because that's when he got remarried.
Yeah, and you think they had 2 children. It seems then
they would be
it was
like
after
2 years
they got
old.
Yeah, max.
Can we get a series on, like, Annabeth's half siblings, the mortals, and just, like, their life?
Any, like, mortal siblings of the demigods, I just want to see their view.
Like, Rick, just write short stories about, like, the forgotten friends of the demigods when they have to go to camp, or, like, the siblings.
I want a short story from Nancy Boba Fett's point of view.
I really just want somebody to, like, draw Nancy as Boba Fett. Like, ugly ginger Nancy, but wearing, like, Boba Fett armor.
I don't want that.
I do, because it sounds funny to me. Anyway, this has been a big Annabeth tangent, but, like, it's important.
Yeah. And then we get, on the next page, Percy gets a little sexist a little about the architecture thing.
Oh, wait.
It sounds like...
forget this?
Yeah, it sounds like he's being sexist about when she says you an architect. And, like,
okay, I thought it was more like the ADHD kind of thing.
Well, no, that is what it actually is. But imagine, like, you being a girl and being told...
Yeah, from Annabeth's perspective, it sounds like it's probably sexist.
And that's the thing, is, like, Percy's just thinking about it, like, how would you be able to sit there and do it all day?
Because he's literally, like, Annabeth sitting quietly and drawing.
And that's the thing with, like, Percy, is he doesn't know how to filter or think before he does anything.
Hi, I relate to this.
And then Annabeth, like, makes fun of earthquakes.
Yeah, of course. But I do like the whole, they're trying to, like, meet in the middle here. Can we work together? Didn't our parents ever cooperate? The chariot. In fact, Poseidon, the daddy of horses. That's his official title now. And
that's why he's Christina's daddy. Because she is a horse.
Conspiracy theory, Christina is actually a horse. And Athena made the chariot. Oh, this is great. Yeah, so they made the chariot together. It needed the horses to make the chariot work. So he's just like, can't we like just do this together? And so Grover's been asleep this entire time, which makes it funnier. Like, they're having these deep conversations, and Grover's been there that whole time, like, half snoring, half bleeding. Food. I do like that he is just Goat Boy. I love that is his name.
I love him.
Is that his superhero name?
Mm-hmm. He's Goat Boy.
Goat Boy! Goat Boy!
Rocking out here. So they go to the arch because Annabeth wants to be an architect, and she wants to see it. And like I said, she wants
to be an architect?
I hate you. Pretend like I'm hitting my head off a wall, but it's really a soft shirt wall. I'm in a closet surrounded by clothes. What else am I supposed to hit?
I'm also just laughing at this line where Grover's like, as long as there's a snack bar without monsters, and I'm just like,
aw, poor buddy.
Let's go to the damn snack bar. It's gonna take a few books to get there. We're not at the dam yet. We're at the arch.
I love that book so much. Okay.
Let's go to
the
arch.
So Annabeth is like real excited.
She's a fucking nerd, and she's spouting all the facts. And then Grover's like, yeah, they're just eating jelly beans. And Grover's like, underground always smells like monsters, so I can't tell if we're in danger or not, which is very helpful. Also, I like this slight bit of maybe exposition where Percy asks about the god symbols of power. And I love the fact that we can't call him Hades here. Our friend downstairs.
Way downstairs.
It's just beautiful. Hi, I'm from cabin, our friend way downstairs.
What is Poseidon's? Is it just the sea god?
The fucking sea god. No, daddy of horses.
Oh, I know, but
cabin daddy of horses.
I was just trying to think of what they've. You never really hear them censor Poseidon.
But they censor Hades because right now they think that Hades is after them.
Yeah,
so, it makes sense.
Yeah,
Poseidon
it's just
never goes after them.
Yeah, for a reason.
Taylor, we should try to rename all the cabins sometime. And yes.
Oh god.
I'm gonna do that in my spare time now. Thank you.
The Helm of Darkness. Yeah, we get
and it's just like Annabeth's hat.
But, it's more than invisible. He just sort of is a shadow.
Which is not ominous or anything. And then they're just like, well, do we know if he's here or not?
Nope.
That's very fucking ominous, guys!
And you want to know how he calms himself? Blue jelly beans.
Yes, blue jelly beans.
Always we also get the mention that he was at the winter solstice council meeting.
Yes, that is true. Which is why they're like, oh yeah, that's why he could have that's why he could have stolen the bolts.
Or had somebody steal the bolt for him.
Mm-hmm. But I do really like this where it's like, why do you think all rational creatures fear the dark? That is a good question.
I mean, I know we're anti-Hades being a bad guy sort of person, but the Helm of Darkness is terrifying.
I don't think that's Hades' fault why we fear the dark.
I'm just saying the Helm of Darkness is terrifying. I'm not
Yeah.
saying the dark is terrifying. I'm just saying the Helm of Darkness
But the
is
dark
terrifying.
is terrifying.
Yeah, just in general. I just don't like the unknown. So
I don't like it when
deep
it's dark
water.
and quiet.
I don't
when
like
it's dark
deep
and quiet
water.
at the same time, I'm like, no.
Yeah, I don't like deep water. I don't like looking up into the sky. I don't like darkness. I don't like the unknown.
You cannot be a child of the big three. Like, very much not.
No, I
Because
can't.
you don't like
I'm
any of these things.
I'm terrified of all three.
Yeah. You know what happens when I'm, like, alone and it's dark and it's quiet? I, like,
freak
have
out?
to hum. I have to hum to myself because I'm just like, do, everything is fine. We're good.
I do that while I'm teaching. My kids have just gotten used to me, like, humming stuff to myself.
Good shit.
That's
good
where
shit.
I'm at. So Annabeth is gonna make him go to the fucking top of the arch. First off,
And
he
they
doesn't like
do!
confined spaces. Second off, he isn't supposed to go up into the fucking sky. That's a problem.
Okay, so the alternate ending of this chapter is that Zeus is just like, you're in my territory now. Fuck you. And then Percy dies, and that's the end.
And then there's the other thing. This is where I get pissed off about these elevators. First off, we just found out the elevators don't go to the top. They go about halfway up.
Mm-hmm.
Second off, they aren't tiny. In the elevators, you can get 12 people. In the trams, you can get 80.
Rick
Do some
Riordan,
research.
my dude. Have you ever been to the Arch?
Have you looked at the Wikipedia page for the Arch? That's how much research it took.
Like, I'm not judging you, my dude. Like, you wanted to make it the way you wanted to make it, but also,
We're gonna call you on it.
We're gonna call you out. The fact that there's things that are not quite correct.
Yeah, so we meet this old
so
lady.
There's a lady with a
big
chihuahua.
fat lady. We gotta have the obligatory fat shaming.
You know
and
what?
It has a
It's
rhinestone
still
collar.
better than Voldemort's fat shaming.
That's
so
fair. She's really bad at it.
It's not like we got extensive detail. We got 2 words to say that she's big fat. We didn't get and the chins and the
five chins
and the food stuffing. We didn't get all that. So
yeah.
It's fine. Yeah, so she's got a chihuahua. She's asking, like, where are your parents? They're scared of heights.
And there's Percy gonna shit himself.
Yeah, I think also the fact that Percy's like, oh, is your dog named Sunny? Because she just, like, called him, now Sunny, behave.
Oh, we forgot to talk about the fact that the Chimera should be referred to as a girl. The Chimera is a girl.
Right. Okay, big point of this. So Echidna is transphobic. Is that it?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what it is. Unless the Chimera itself wants to be referred to as a male, but, like, nothing ever does. I'm gonna go with the fact that she's transphobic because she's evil. That's me.
Is Voldemort actually Echidna?
Yes.
She did create some terrible monsters.
Refer to the Chimera with her preferred pronouns, guys.
And Echidna created Cerberus, which we're fans of. So we're fans of the Harry Potter books, but not fans of, like, her monstrous side. Voldemort is Echidna, confirmed.
Cerberus and Fluffy. Very good boys. Okay. Also, the dog has beady eyes like its owner.
Yeah,
Intelligent and vicious.
I don't like when people pair dogs to people. It always feels weird.
Like, there's always that thing about how people look like their dogs. That's, like, a thing, apparently.
Yeah. As somebody who grew up with dogs, I've never, like...
I feel like if you're the owner, you wouldn't see it. It's only people who are outside of it who see these things, but I don't know.
No, my dogs literally look like tiny rats. That's what you get when you have Yorkies.
Hey, Taylor, guess what? You look like a tiny rat.
I don't own them. You're saying my mom looks like a tiny rat. I'm gonna tell her. I'm
Your
gonna
mom is
tattle.
Peter Pettigrew.
Oh no. My mom and I have had problems in the past, but I don't hate her.
I just had to, because I'm just like, rat. What did I listen to that referred to rats? Shout out to the restricted section.
So Annabeth is just really nerding out about structural supports.
Yeah.
And they go to the elevators. And once again,
there's no room at the inn for Percy Jackson.
The elevators.
I made a joke.
I heard you. I'm really pissed about these elevators, Charlie.
And that's why I made a joke about it. There's no room in the fucking inn. Anyway, yeah, Percy can't get on the elevator because there's, like, 5 people on it. So Percy has to stay up there with the lady.
With
and
a
her
forked
chihuahua.
tongue.
With a forked tongue. And the dog's yapping at him. And a child is like, a doggy. And then the doggy turns into a cat. A giant cat. With a snake tail. And goat hooves. This is fine. It's fine. But the fact that, like, Echidna's like, Chimera, dear, not Chihuahua. I do like that.
I like how it started out as Chihuahua, and then he describes it as a Doberman, and then to a lion. And the little boy... Do you think the little boy can tell it's a monster?
Maybe... Okay, so... Perhaps the little boy can see through the mist, or the little boy is a demigod. Headcanon, this little boy is actually, like, one of the minor characters from, like, Heroes of Olympus, maybe? You never know.
Yeah. Right, I'm on board. I'm just saying, it seems like he can see it.
Who are your thoughts on who this little boy actually is later on? I want to know.
I have zero information about this child.
I only care about the characters who we're never going to see again, like the pony boy and this child.
Probably not a child of Ares if he's this scared.
Are you judging children of Ares?
No, I'm saying they'd be braver in this situation if they saw that as a 5-year-old.
Redacted.
I'll just use that to cover it up.
We should just keep all the spoiler tangents in, but, like, anytime we say something, like, very important, just say that. Just put that.
Some of our spoiler tangents, though, go on for 10 minutes, so...
Alright, let's get through this. I'd like to have some lunch soon.
So the Chimera is gross. It's
got
dog
a blood-caked mane?
Yeah, the rhinestone dog collar that it has now has a dog tag that's the size of a plate. It says, Chimera, rabid, fire-breathing, poisonous. If found, please call Tartarus, extension 954.
It's important to me that Tartarus has a phone.
Yeah, like...
The fact that Tartarus has a phone?
Who's calling Tartarus?
Okay, you know what? We need to, like, write a note about that and talk about that when we get to, which book is it? House of Hades?
Yeah.
Like 5 years when we get there, just be like,
20 years
where
from
is
now.
the phone? Where is the phone?
Yeah, like, hey guys, can you find the phone while you're down there? We just need to know.
They just could have called people and been like, hey, can you help us?
And it's interesting because we find out Zeus sent her. Rather than...
Let's see. Well, Percy does end up going to the top of the arch, so he's in Zeus's domain, so...
Yeah.
But also the fact that Echidna is, like, a child of the pit, and therefore she should be under Hades' domain.
And that's the thing, but it sounds
very
like...
confusing.
It sounds like Zeus let her out.
Also the fact that she's, like... Zeus rarely allows me to test a hero. So, like... Does she want to kill him? Does she want... I don't know. Test makes it sound like she doesn't actually want to kill him. She wants to prove his worth? I don't know. It's a weird word choice, I think.
Yeah.
Also, just the next paragraph.
I looked ahead and read that paragraph and laughed.
And I just want to say, I'm sorry, Sam. Echidna hates Australia. I'm sorry.
Why'd you name the anteater after her? You specifically, Sam.
What? Sam, it's all your fucking faults.
Sam is our friend from Australia. We should specify that.
No, don't specify. Just, they can get it from context clues. They can get it from context clues. Yeah, the anteater has nothing to do with Echidna. I'm very confused.
Yeah, we tried to figure it out, but there was no connection at all.
Yeah, I do like that Percy just yells, "Hey, Chihuahua," at the Chimera. As he tries to attack it. That's just... yeah. And then we get fight scene. There's a hole.
Yeah, it's fight scene.
And Percy cannot kill this monster, apparently.
And the serpent tail gets him.
It's because he tried to slash at the neck, especially, though.
Yeah.
Because, it's wearing a collar. Don't do that.
And then we get fangs into the calf.
Why does everybody go for the head? Except for Thor.
Yeah, he should have gone for the head. The one time we needed him to go through for the head.
Thor, you should have gone for the fucking head. Percy, on the other hand, don't go for the fucking head.
That just seems like a really good source of advice for most of these myths. Especially the Hydra, don't go for the head.
Medusa's the only time you should go for the head, honestly. Because that's the tool that can help us later.
Unless you, go down the throat of some of these,
Yeah. I don't know, go for the heart, or just, the midsection? I don't know. Cut off the snake head. How about that? Cut off the fucking tail.
Riptide falls out of the hole down into the Mississippi River. It hasn't returned to the pocket, probably because it's too far away. It's going to take a little longer.
Yeah, do you think it would have returned to his pocket still?
Eventually.
Would have taken a minute?
Yeah, I think eventually it would have. I think the farther away it is, the longer it's going to take to... I think we see that happen at some point later.
And then Echidna's just, roasting Percy, they don't make heroes the way they used to. He's a 12-year-old boy. Most of those heroes were, adults.
And he's also known...
not 12.
He's also known he's been a demigod for a month.
Yeah, just a little bit.
So he's just trying to figure out what can he do to protect the people.
And he's dying because he got bitten by the snake, so poison.
And so she's goading him on to jump.
Yeah, I want to know what her whole thing is.
Does she want him to...
Okay, what is Echidna's motivation that's actually, fucking with me right now?
Well, I think it comes back to your thing about testing. I don't know if she actually cares if he dies or not.
But, so Zeus sent her to test a hero. So, is she trying to... Is her goal to have him prove that he's a son of Poseidon? And prove that he has faith in the gods? Or is that, how he passes the test? Is jumping what makes him pass the test?
I don't know. And so he jumps.
Even though there's no sea god in Mississippi.
In the Mississippi. They're in Missouri. Get it right.
I don't know where the fuck we are, except St. Louis. That's all I got.
And so, originally the Chimera was gonna crisp him, but he jumps just in time. And we plummet towards the river.
Yeah, and Percy dies. And that's the end of the series. It's the end of this podcast.
We had a good run. Proud of us.
Yeah. You'll see... I don't know where I was gonna go with that.
Yeah, I don't know. Any ending thoughts about the chapter?
I'm starting to like my interpretation of the test. That got very spoilery, but it's fine.
We'll come back to it. So do you got any fun plugs? Okay, we want to shout out some people first.
Yeah, before we do our regular planned plugs, we have some extra plugs this week.
So, I'm gonna shout out our music provider. Nora Strauss-Riggs. She was part of a virtual play this weekend. It was actually 3 plays, and they all dealt with racial inequity and just having conversations about things that people might not necessarily think about if they are not born into that role, especially recognizing privilege and everything. And they were all very well done. Nora was working behind the scenes, and it was all done over Zoom and was really, really well done. So just shout out to Nora for that project that she was a part of.
Nora, you're awesome. I'm sorry I did not get to see. I was working. I mean, the other plug is kind of related to that, because while I was working, our other friend, the mascot of the pod, the man, the myth, the legend, Jish.
God of Swag.
God of Swag, Cabin Zero.
He made his own cabin, guys.
He did. He made his own cabin. Yeah, he's been having some fun here on the Discord. It's been a time. The Movie Night Crew Network Discord. Currently the only way to get to that is through the restricted section Patreon. It's only like $1, so fun stuff. But Jish is like, he's great. He's our biggest fan, and we love him. And particularly the other day, he was like watching the Percy Jackson movies and just like
essentially
live messaging
tweeting
us. Yeah, just live tweeting, but like in the Discord. And it was just beautiful. It was actually beautiful.
Like, Charlie and I were both like doing adult shit, and his messages brought us such joy.
Mm-hmm. I'm very happy that we inspired him to read the entire series in like a week. And then he watched
and now
the
he's
movies.
rereading them.
And now he's rereading them. Jish, we love you. Anyway.
My name on Discord is Jish's #1 fan.
Yeah.
Like that's how much we love Jish. So shout out to Jish.
You're great. Okay, what are our actual regular plugs?
Okay, I'll plug first. So I watched the movie Just Mercy. It was last weekend, which deals with a lawyer down in Alabama in the 80s and 90s, helping out inmates on death row that were most likely either wrongly put there or put there without a fair trial, or like maybe they did commit the crime, but did that really fit the punishment sort of deal, or was it based on race? It's based off of a book. It's a true story from Bryan Stevenson. Michael B. Jordan plays him in the movie, and the main guy he's helping out is played by Jamie Foxx. And I mean, I think I've mentioned on here before that my family is very like mixed race. Like, I have black siblings, I have Hispanic siblings, I have biracial siblings, my youngest sister's Polynesian. Like, I have a very eclectic family. But it's very hard when I watch movies like that because of my brothers specifically, and just the treatment of black males in America. And then my youngest brother is autistic, and he doesn't have the greatest control of himself. And so, I don't know, watching movies like that can be difficult for me because of that, because I just worry so much about him. But it was very, very well done. I'm just about to read the book. I wanted to read the book first, but it was going off of HBO Max, so we had to watch it quick. But very well done. Michael B. Jordan was amazing in it. Jamie Foxx was amazing in it. Brie Larson was in it, and she was great. Like, it was a really, really, really well done movie, and I don't know, I just super recommend it. Or if the book is more your speed, read the book. I'm doing both. I think I got the book at Barnes & Noble for like $10, so that is my plug. I know it's a little bit of a sad plug, but
I have a happy plug.
Okay, well, mine is... Oh, and this will be coming out in like 2 weeks, so it'll be halfway into Asian American Pacific Islander Heritage Month. So shout out to any of our listeners who identify among there, and just know that we love and respect you. Okay, now you can go.
So my plug is a happy plug. I finally watched the musical Puffs on Amazon Prime. It's so fucking cute. And like, so if you don't know, it's like a spoof like Harry Potter thing, but it's like Harry Potter but from the perspective of like Hufflepuffs, and they don't use any of like the Harry Potter language like exactly because, you know, copyright and fun things. And it's very funny. And our friend Mats loves it so much. So I was like, I finally gotta freaking watch this. And I did, and it was great. It gave me a Harry Potter musical vibes, but like slightly less in it. That one is like extremely inappropriate. This was like slightly less than that one is. And also a lot less early 2000s bad jokes that are like not cool now, you know? For anybody who rewatches a Harry Potter musical, you're just like, there are some things about this that are just not cool now. Puffs is not like that. Puffs is a lot more wholesome.
Which makes sense, because I had never heard of it, but Mats is the one who let me know it was a thing, and Mats is very wholesome.
It's so cool. Did I say it was a musical? It's a play, actually. I lied.
Oh, see?
There is music in it. There is music in it. It's a play. Okay. I lied. I'm sorry. Okay. I was like thinking about the fact that there is like an album is the problem, and there are like songs in it, but like it's not like musical, it's not a play. Sequences. It is. Yeah, it's not a musical. It's a play. It's not a musical. It's very cute and wholesome.
I'm picking up what you're putting down.
And that's all that matters to me.
That is what should matter.
So there's your happy plug to balance out Taylor.
Taylor always brings the deep plugs.
I always bring the like happy things.
It's because my entire life is just darkness.
Darkness. That's the first thing I remember. That is a Rise of the Guardians reference. It's the first line of the movie. I
love that fucking movie.
It's so good, but it's so stupid. Darkness.
No.
It's the first thing I remember. It is not
stupid at all. Take that back.
No, that first line is so stupid.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. Like, the first line is just, like, so emo.
Such a good movie. I tried to make Joe watch it the other day. Oh, no, for Easter. I tried to make him watch it for Easter.
It is an Easter movie.
It is an Easter movie.
Contrary to popular belief, Rise of the Guardians is not a Christmas movie. It's an Easter movie.
Yeah, most of it takes place around Easter, so fuck off.
It literally takes place, like, on Easter. But yeah. I can't wait till we can do, like, bonus apps where we just, like, watch things that have, like, nothing to do with Percy Jackson, and then somehow relate it back to Percy Jackson.
We're just gonna sort the characters from Rise of the Guardians into the houses, and that'll count, right?
The houses? You mean the cabins?
No! Thanks, restricted section.
I just really want to do Hercules. I really just want to watch the Hercules movie and just be like, I love this movie. None of it is accurate to mythology, but I love this movie.
Oh no, like, when we get a Patreon, our first bonus episode
will, in fact, be Hercules. Our first thing needs to be
Hercules. Like, there's no question about what our first... yeah.
It's
Never mind.
important.
That was it.
That's all we have, I think. Are we good?
Yeah.
We're just gonna keep going on tangents this ep. This is great.
Yeah. Hey, we did pretty well.
The energy in this ep is making me very happy, because I have to go to work soon. It's great.
Especially considering the last time we tried to record this episode, we were just
very
both
dead.
Not good.
We were dead.
It was a bad day. Like, we were not well. It was so bad.
I think I was, like, okay, and then, like, the energy that you brought to it just made me, like, go way down.
Well, because I was just like, it wasn't even that. Like, we were both just tripping over our words really badly, and
I always do that, Taylor. That's just my brand. So I think that's it. Taylor, get out of your fucking closet.
You can follow the podcast socials at Of the Eldest Gods Pod on Instagram and at Of the Eldest Gods on Twitter. You can send an iris message to us through oftheeldestgodspod@gmail.com. You can follow me, Taylor, at Taylor from Cabin 6 on Instagram, and Historical Femme, spelled FEMME, on Twitter. Catch me on episodes of the Restricted Section, Hell from Elsewhere, and True Stories of a Tryhard.
You can follow me, Charlie, at GreenPixie12 on most platforms, mainly Instagram and Tumblr. But on Twitter, I'm at GreenPixie123, which I'm not salty about. No, not at all. I also have an art Instagram that I sometimes use at GreenPixieDraws. I sometimes do the YouTube thing on my channel, Charlie Mack. That's MACK. And I also have another podcast called Fandom's Gone Wrong, where my mom and I talk about movies, TV shows, books, and whatever other fandoms we enjoy. You can find that on all the major podcasting apps.
Our music was written by Nora Strauss-Riggs and recorded and edited by Ian Emmerich. You can find Nora at Kane_I, that's I as in the body part, on Instagram and Twitter. Feel free to message her about making music for your project or editing your pod. She's the host of Siblings and Fandoms, where Nora and her sister Maddie talk about fandoms they're part of, ones they're not, and everything in between. She is also the host of Modern Musical Origin, which is an informative show delving into the history of different instruments and styles of music. You can find both of those pods on all the major podcasting apps. We are proud to be a part of the Movie Night Crew Network, which features the Restricted Section, a chapter-by-chapter Harry Potter pod with lots of spoilers all the time, and the Movie Night Crew. Join some friends as they react to some terrible, some meh, and some really great movies.
What's up, potheads? It's me, your host, Christina. Welcome to the Restricted Section. No, we're not in Hogwarts. It's like a metaphor. Do you get it? Like, we're raunchy, and we get drunk, and we make sex jokes, and we have an all spoilers all the time policy, so, you know, it's like the Restricted Section. I've been told that explaining jokes makes them funnier. If you've ever wondered how the Marauders map actually works, if you've ever thought that maybe Snape sometimes wears jeans, if you've ever thought that Draco and Harry are for sure in love, I mean, they're for sure in love. If you've ever had a hard time deciding who you'd rather bang, Bill or Charlie, obviously Charlie, then this podcast is for you. You don't even have to do the reading, we'll do it for you. Catch the Restricted Section every Wednesday wherever you get your podcasts, and find us online at Restricted Section Pod.
Of the Eldest Gods is based on the series by Rick Riordan. Right now, we are discussing Percy Jackson and the Olympians. Remember to follow us on your favorite podcatcher and meet us back here every Thursday. Why are you not laughing?
That movie sucked.
I kind of liked it.
Movie Night Crew Network.